Hello everybody, it's your boy Steven here, and today I'm going to be talking about Asana, a requirements management tool. But before we do that, I think it's important to first talk about what requirements actually are. Requirements can be defined as a feature that a product or service must have. And then whenever you make a requirement, it should be able to be subdivided into several different categories. And such categories are business requirements, user requirements, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, and many others. Now, what is a requirements management tool exactly? Well, a requirements management tool is simply a tool used to manage your requirements. And it also involves the process of defining and maintaining all your requirements so it's easier to work on a project. And what is Asana? Asana is a San Francisco-based startup founded in 2008, and I know they have a couple offices in New York as well. One of the co-founders of Asana was actually one of the co-founders of Facebook, which is pretty cool. So now I'm going to be talking about a couple of the key features of Asana. One of its primary features are its projects view, which you see from this picture. And pretty much what you can do here is have like different umbrella terms, essentially, that you can then like subdivide into different requirements that would complete this umbrella term. Next, there's this board view, which is useful in helping visualize what requirements are currently being worked on and their progress. Next up is the timeline view, which is useful in helping keep track of the project and make sure that it is scoped out correctly. And from this picture, you can see that it has several different bars indicating different components of the project and like how long it is currently taking. So if you see that one part of the project is taking way too long, it'd be useful to like look deeper into it and maybe you could like streamline some of the requirements so the project continues without any more problems. Another feature of Asana are portfolios, which are pretty much just a way to see all the projects you have in one single view, which is useful if you have a lot of different projects going on at one time in your company and that you want to keep track of the requirements for all those projects. Then there's also this workload view, which shows you how many tickets or requirements each individual of your team is currently working on. This view I'm a little bit iffy on, since some tickets are like a lot bigger than others. So it's possible to have a situation where you're working on one big ticket, but then your bar here will look very small, and it might seem like you're not doing anything, but you're actually working on a really big ticket. I suppose in that case, if you do have a big ticket, it might be time to cut it out into several smaller parts. Another big feature of Asana is that it is integrated with over 100 services, which makes it a lot easier to adopt Asana as your requirements management tool, since you could keep using a lot of the individual tools you had beforehand. Okay, next up we could talk a little bit about pricing. There are 4 base tiers of pricing for Asana. First off is the basic tier, which is free, but the free tier only supports up to 15 users, which is only really useful if you're just running a small startup. Next up is the premium tier, which starts at $11 per user per month. Then there's the business tier, which is $25 per user per month. And then there's the big enterprise tier, which has a variable price depending on your needs. And if you want to get a quote for your price, you have to contact Asana directly. So now that we've gone over all that stuff, why would you want to choose Asana? Well, to sum it up, a couple of the pros are the UI is very clean and simple. There's a low learning curve, so you can quickly jump into it and be productive in tracking your requirements. There's also flexible pricing, so there's different price tiers that fit your particular need, and also helps in clearly structuring your product. But why would you not want to use Asana? Well, if you have a lot of smaller projects going on at one time, your view of all of them may become cluttered, which makes it harder to actually keep track of the individual requirements. And also, if you have extremely large projects, keeping track of all those small little requirements may become difficult. A couple of resources are used to make this. And now, let's get into the little demo. So, here's Asana. When you sign in, get launched into this homepage here. And say you want to make a project. So you click here on New Project. There's a couple different templates they have here. But for the purpose of this demo, let's try out this template for a engineering project plan. Use template. You can name it something. Okay, so here's a view of a example project. Here are the different umbrella terms for different components of the project. And if you want to add a new requirement to one of these categories, do so by pressing the little plus sign here, giving a name like complete IS 3500 presentation. Assign it to myself. Give it due date today, since it's doing about 5 hours at the time of recording. And since it's doing 5 hours, give it a high priority to make sure that I get it done on time. And up top here are a couple of the different views for all these requirements that I talked about before. So if you click on board, you'll see all the requirements in a nice little column format. And again, you can add a requirement from here as well, if you want. There's also the timeline, which you have to pay for, and the calendar. Here, that shows that I should complete this presentation today. There's also this progress tab here that allows me to share my current status on the requirements I'm trying to fill out. So if I want to tell my teammates that the presentation I had to do is going swell, and be like, have to submit for lunch. Give it a status of on track. Post. So here you are. And that's about it for Asana. It's prettier than Jira, which is good. And all in all, seems like a very nice requirements management tool. I would recommend. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.